Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to today's weekly Dhikr and Sohbet. I hope everybody's well. I hope all those Muslim brothers and sisters who are following me enjoyed their Eid and had good celebrations with their families and friends. And today, in today's Sohbet, I was reflecting upon the way everything is interconnected. This is something which is touched upon in all religions. And indeed, it's one of the reasons that we do meditation within the various different religious and spiritual traditions. Because meditation is a process whereby we still that part of our mind which we use when we're awake every day. That part of our mind which we use for calculating and for normal work, we still that part of our mind. That part of our mind which is often referred to as the ego, which is to do with our individuality and our day-to-day activities as an individual. During the process of all forms of meditation, we still that, bring that down, relax it, so that we can transcend that and get in touch with a deeper level of ourselves. That deeper level, the side of ourselves that is watching what we are reading. So for instance, in this meditation, I read the names of Allah, I read La ilaha illallah, and various little some people might call mantras in other traditions. But within Islam, these are drawn from the Quran and from our tradition. And we recite these in Arabic. And the process of reciting them constantly allows us to initially focus on that, on what we're reciting, but then to just be doing that. And that allows us, it gives us a means through which we can still the ego and we can connect with our true self, the one who is watching what we are doing, but is also the one who gives us the ability to read, gives us the ability to do everything which we do in our lives, gives us the ability just to be alive. We focus initially on what we're reading, but it is a means to connect with our true self. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ is reported to have said that the one who knows themselves knows God. And this is also attributed to Imam Ali, may Allah bless him. So some of our time in our day-to-day activities should be devoted or given to this, trying to understand and connect with our true self, connect with who we really are. A lot of people will look at these bodies, these hands, this face, and, think that this is us. On one level, it is. As far as our day-to-day lives are concerned within this world, this is us. But when we pass away, this body will die. But our soul, the real us within inside of us, is what continues and what goes on. Now, over the years, there have been many people who have had near-death experiences from all different backgrounds. I'm not just talking about Muslims here. I'm just talking about human beings in general. People have related their near-death experiences. And a lot of them have a sense that something carries on, something continues past this life. So they have experiences, even though their body was physically dead at that point. Now, these people were revived, and then they relayed these experiences. But it's interesting, even though these experiences often do vary slightly, so if someone is a Christian, they might see Jesus, peace be upon him, in their near-death experience. And if someone is a Muslim, they will see something like, maybe they'll see the Prophet Muhammad, or they'll see something related to Islam. If someone is a Buddhist, they might see the Buddha. But although they vary in this respect, there are a lot of similarities between these near-death experiences that people have had from all different cultures across the world, all different languages, all different religions, and all different backgrounds. And even though they will vary in these aspects, these near-death experiences have a lot of commonality in them. The sense of floating, the sense of leaving the body, the sense of approaching a light, and the sense of being surrounded by God, or whatever they would perceive in their tradition as what we would understand as God. So they might describe it as Dharma or something else if they're not a Muslim. But they've had this experience, and to be surrounded by loved ones who have departed. A lot of people who've had near-death experiences, and just to clarify again, when I say near-death experiences, these happened when their body was physically dead. So they've been revived within about 5 or 6 minutes or so, however long the doctors are able to revive someone. But during that period of time, their body was physically dead. Their heart had stopped beating. There was no activity. And yet, during that period of time, when they come back to life, these people have relayed these experiences. Now, this should interest all of us who have a belief, whether that belief is Islam or whether that belief is some other spiritual belief. It should interest all of us, because this is evidence. It's not evidence that you can say something is 25 centimeters long and I've measured it, and that's kind of evidence. It's not so a rigid kind of evidence, but it is experiential evidence that has been relayed by a lot of people, that there is something after we leave this life, and that the soul continues. So establishing that point, when we meditate, or as we say within our tradition, when we read Dhikr, or even when we pray, we are seeking to connect with that true nature of ourselves, with our soul that is permanent, that our soul that lives on after this body passes away. And that soul is from Allah. That soul is always connected with Allah. Even though we are in these bodies, in this life, there's always some kind of a connection there with Allah. And it's within our day-to-day lives, our ego, that sense of I, of individuality, that competitive side of us, it distracts us from our true nature. It distracts us from our true reality. Because when we connect with that soul, we realize that there is a sense of oneness, that everybody is connected. And meditation is very powerful for this. And if you notice, all forms of meditation, whether they are Sufi meditation within Islam, Even the Salah, it's read in Jamaat. It's as a group of people who comes together. And within Buddhist and Hindu traditions, they have a Sangat. A lot of meditation is done as a group. And especially when you are chanting or you're reciting something, something happens when you're reciting these tones that you feel a sense that you're all one within that group. That it's no longer just me on my own, but I am part of something bigger than myself. And the more we practice these things, the more we start to realize it's not just oneness with the people in that group, but oneness with all of the souls of our human family. It's oneness with creation. It's oneness with life. It's oneness with the earth itself and with the universe and with all that is here within it. All of this creation is a mirror of the divine. It's a mirror of the creator who created it all. And the more we meditate, the more we practice meditation, we start to come to realizations such as these, which are enlightening and allow us to break free of the kind of conditioning that we have on a day-to-day basis. It also gives us a tremendous sense of peace. Peace and contentment. And, you know, normally our minds, let's say when we're at work or going about our day-to-day activities, our minds are very noisy. There's all these different competing thoughts of things that we have to do. We have to get the shopping, we have to do our work, we have to finish this task by 5 p.m. We have to, oh, there's 2 more of the tasks to do. Oh, I have to pay my bills. And all of these different things are jostling in our minds. Now, obviously, when we're working, this has to be how it is. You know, otherwise we get nothing done. We have to do these things. But at the same time, if our minds are always like that, our minds never quieten down. Our minds never find peace. And this is why you get so many people in the world today, and I dare say probably not just today, in all times, who have a lot of, you know, they're just disrupted in themselves. They're not at peace, and they're stressed out. They're anxious, they're worried. They have all manner of issues which they need to process, but they're not dedicating any time or energies to actually processing those issues, or just trying to find a sense of peace. And this is the root of a lot of the problems, because, you know, even within medical science, we know if people's stress levels are always high and they never come down, then they will get medical conditions. They will get things like high blood pressure. They will get maybe even heart attacks. It will just go from one bad situation to another. Their immune system will be in decline. In many other ways, their physical health will start to decline. And also because of the fact that if they're always stressed out, they're probably not sleeping very well. So they're not getting much sleep. And again, for this reason, if you don't have enough sleep and it persists over a long period of time, this will also harm your health. So dedicating some time to be able to find that center of ourselves, to be able to quieten these thoughts in our minds, and to get at that sense of peace and singular focus. And it allows us to live our lives in a more harmonious way. The more we practice this, I mean, initially when we're reciting things, especially if we're reciting an language like Arabic and it's not our mother tongue, then we're just reciting things which we have to remember and we learn. So the early and first times that you actually do Dhikr, you're not really going to get the benefit from it in the same way. But as you learn these, then over time, and the more you practice, it becomes as natural as breathing. And you just recite it, it would just happen naturally, because you're like, you're not even thinking about it. It just, you know what to recite, you recite it, it just happens automatically. And it's when that starts to happen that you can really get the benefits of meditation or Dhikr. And then you start to go into states which you would not normally experience. And they can be quite interesting, because sometimes you just get a sense of peace and like tranquility. Other times you might get all sorts of inspirations come to you. It can be very interesting, and it's probably different for every individual. But you end up going into different states, and sometimes it spooks people because they're not used to it. We're not, especially within the West, we're not trained to think in this way, to be able to accept that in a normal way. So it can spook some people when they experience these things for the first time. But this is natural. All of these states are states of mind and states of being, which people have experienced throughout history. And they're all part of being a human being. But of course, unless we practice some form of meditation or mindfulness or Dhikr, then we'll never encounter these states, because they come about in that sort of, usually from this sort of situation. Although sometimes people can have, like I said, near-death experiences. They will experience states which you wouldn't normally experience. And also some of the kinds of very profound experiences. I mean, some astronauts, for instance, have mentioned that when they were seeing the Earth from space, it had a very profound impact on them. And they also went into states and experienced things which they wouldn't normally experience. So, there are other things that can actually trigger these states that you get when you're meditating or reading Dhikr. But unless we do any of those things, then you wouldn't normally experience these things in daily life. And this is why it can spook people. But they are perfectly natural, and it's beneficial as well. A lot of studies have been done on the benefits of meditation and prayer. And, aside from the spiritual benefits that those of us who have a faith believe that we will get from this, but there are very tangible benefits that have been proven by science, such as, reducing stress levels, being more at peace, if practiced for a long period of time, being in generally better health than other people. Things like this, they have actually been proven by studies on people who meditate. And obviously better states of mind, because if you're able to quieten your mind and reduce the noisy thoughts, or be able to observe, sometimes people, when they first start meditating, they get quite stressed about it because they're trying to meditate, they're focusing on that. And then some other kind of thoughts come to them, which are nothing to do with what they're meditating. It might be the shopping, it might be something else. And, when they get these thoughts come to them, they try too hard to push those thoughts out. And then you actually in the same sort of egoistic state of mind that you are in day-to-day life, when you have one thought and you try to push it out with another thought. What I tend to find is a better approach is just to accept that these thoughts are there, acknowledge them. You can watch it and then just return back to what you're focusing on. So every time you get these thoughts come, acknowledge them, and then return back to what you're reciting and to connecting with your true self, and through that connecting to Allah. Anybody has any questions? But this is, I thought maybe I should explain a little bit about what I do when we meditate, because my Sohbets are often on other things, and people are probably curious. Meditation in one form or another is found within many different traditions. And it's a true essence of religion, actually, because if you think about it, the states that meditation actually puts you in makes you receptive to what is divine and spiritual, which ordinarily you wouldn't necessarily be, because our normal day-to-day level is just a low level. It's material. It's what we want for that day, things that we desire, things that we maybe need, competition. But there's different forms of meditation, obviously. I mean, what I practice is this Naqshbandi Dhikr, which I have two forms which I practice. One which was taught to me by Sufi Abdullah, who was a sheikh based in Birmingham, England, originally from Pakistan. And this version of the Naqshbandi Dhikr, which was taught by Maulana Sheikh Nazim, which I have been practicing both of these for the past, 21 years. But I have also dabbled with other forms of meditation. At times I've sat with Buddhists and, seen what they do. I've also tried Kabbalistic meditation during an interfaith event where someone led us in a Kabbalistic meditation. And it's very similar. Obviously, the words vary that they recite, but the actual states that you go into when you recite these things, it's the same thing that you're experiencing. So, I mean, obviously, I practice what I know, but there are many different forms of meditation that you can practice, and they all have benefits. And although you'll get one teacher and another teacher, and they might say that theirs is the best way because of how they've been taught and what they understand. But the reality is that they're all forms of meditation, and they all pretty much do the same thing if it's a genuine tradition. There's also, I mean, what I'm going to read now has recitation in it. It's reciting loud, which we would normally do within a group of people. But there are other forms of meditation which are practiced silently. I mean, one of the ones which I do a lot is breathing in. And as I breathe in, I think Allah. I don't say it, I think it. And I breathe in through the nose. And I feel the light coming into me when I'm doing this. And then breathing out. And as I breathe out, think who, which is Arabic for like is. So Allah is, God is. Very simple, the actual meaning of the word, but that's what we focus on. And as we breathe out, feeling that light also coming out and connecting to the whole which is everything connected, everything being oneness. And obviously connected to Allah. This form of meditation I've also discovered is practiced by Zen Buddhists, although how they, I think they recite something different, but the basic principle is very similar. Focusing on the breath. So when you breathe in, you focus on the breath, and as the breath comes in, you feel the energy, the light that's coming in with that and filling you. So you're becoming full of this energy and light. And when you breathe out, you're feeling the connecting back with the whole. So you're filling up with light, with energy, with connection. And you're feeling, as you breathe out, that connection also connecting to everything else. I mean, actually, this is the real Naqshbandi meditation. A lot of the other meditations that Naqshbandis read have come from other tariqats. And we developed because, groups of people wanted to come together and recite something which they could do as a group. But actually, when I'm on my own, I do this breathing exercise. And I lose track of how much I do it because I do it so much. You know, I'll often be doing something else, and simultaneously I'll just naturally start doing this breathing meditation as well, which helps raise my consciousness. There are certain times of the day. I mean, a lot of people say around Fajr or early in the morning is a good time. Also, late at night, if you're awake and not too sleepy, is a good time. Again, both of these times are quiet times when not too many people are around. But the more you actually practice meditation, you'll find that you are able to go into that place of centering quickly. Like initially, it will take a long time and a lot of meditation for you to find that center and to get there. But literally, you could just breathe for a few minutes and focus on your breath, and you start to enter that state. If you are an accomplished meditator and you do this a lot, it will not be something which you need to practice for a long period of time. Although the more you practice it, the more benefit you will feel. But you will actually be able to enter these states much quicker the more that you meditate. Yeah. I hope that's helpful anyway. Also, I mean, environments can help. I mean, if you're sitting in a nice park, in a green environment or a nature reserve, or a quiet mosque, or even a quiet church or something, and you practice this breathing exercise, you get different vibes depending upon where you're practicing. In some places it's easier and you feel more benefit quicker than other places. And this is because what we do in a place, it's kind of like there's a memory in that place that's still there. So for instance, if you have a place where there was lots of bad things happening, you might walk through that place and you might shudder or something. You might feel a bit uncomfortable and you want to leave there. That's because there's a memory in that place. I mean, we don't quite understand how that works. Certainly science can't explain it, but you sense it. And the sense is very real. A lot of people will sense that. Whereas on the other hand, if you go into a mosque where the people are very spiritual and often practice zikr and prayer and there's nothing bad going on there, or a church where people have, been praying for centuries, or a Buddhist vihara, or also if you're in a nature reserve in the middle of nature on a mountain, you will feel something which is really pure and beautiful and a sense of peace very quickly, which you wouldn't feel in another place where lots of bad things are happening, because the memory in that place is of good things. So yeah, because there's consciousness all around us. We're actually in a sea of consciousness. We interact with objects, but we're actually in a sea of consciousness. This is how we're perceiving this while we're in this life. But it's not the true nature of things. And actually, this is one thing, even modern science, not necessarily what they teach in schools, but modern science at the highest levels of understanding, the cutting edge, is already proving this, that this matter around us is really just energy. And that there's something strange that happens at the subatomic level where photons and stuff start to respond according to the person watching them, and they go this way or that way depending upon the person watching them, which is, it's actually puzzling scientists, but scientists know this phenomenon is real because they've tested it and proved it time and again in experiments. So they know that although on one level this reality is real, but it's actually built upon another reality, and that's the real reality. This is like a construct upon that. But underlying it all is this like sea of consciousness, this true reality. And that's what we need to connect with. That's what we need to be in touch with. And then we will have harmony, we'll benefit from it. Parallel universe, slightly different, but yeah, I mean, there may be, I mean, there's probably all sorts of other dimensions and parallel universes and all sorts of things going on that we can't sense or experience, but I'm just talking about the sea of consciousness that underlines this reality that we are currently living in while we're alive. And of course, once we die, we connect back to that sea of consciousness. We are no longer in this physical anymore. Anyway, I think what I will do now is I will start the Dhikr, and let's carry on. Bismillah. Thank you for your questions, brother. It's sometimes good if somebody asks questions, you can be reminded of things which you can say and benefit. Now, before we read anything, we should always check our intentions. Now, I recite something to do that, but you don't have to necessarily recite these particular words. It's simply acknowledging what your actual intentions are and checking that your intentions are pure, that you're doing this just purely for the sake of God. You're not doing it for any other reasons, you know. Nawaitu labin, nawaitu lusta, nawaitu kawa, nawaitu litika, nawaitu suluk, nawaitu riyada, lillahi ta'ala bihada jami. I intend to perform the 40 days of retreat. I intend to retreat in isolation. I intend to retreat in solitude. I intend to perform the retreat. I intend to follow the path. I intend to perform the spiritual practices for Allah the Highest in this place of worship. Worship your Lord until He grants you certainty. Quran 15:99. O Allah, make this our endeavor easy for us. Grant us success in that which you love and which pleases you. Make us to be followers of your most noble Sharia, your beloved and chosen Prophet, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Ameen. Peace be upon all emissaries, especially the master of emissaries, Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, the Lord of the worlds. Praise be to Allah, the Lord of the worlds. Sheikh Muhammad Nazim Adil Al-Khan. Okay, what we will do now to actually start the Dhikr, we start by reciting the Kalama Shahada, the declaration of faith in Islam, that there is no God except God, and Muhammad is the messenger of God. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu. We seek Allah's forgiveness by reciting Astaghfirullah. Astaghfirullah, 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 astaghfirullah. أستغفر العظيم الذي لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم وأتوب إليه إنه هو التواب الرحيم يا مسرب الأسباب يا مفاتيح أبواب يا مقلب القلوب والأبصار يا دليل متخير يا غيث مستغيث يا حي يا قيوم يا ذو الجلال والإكرام وفريد أمري الله إن الله بصير بالعباد. Rabbi Tashrifa, direct your heart to the heart of your sheikh, your spiritual teacher. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم فاتحة الشريفة بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. Now we recite blessings upon the Prophet Muhammad and his family. This is also called salawat, also people call it the Durud Sharif. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم. 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 بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. By the way, if anybody wants these instructions, how to recite this dhikr, I can send you a PDF of the wazifa if you request it. So just inbox me and let me know that you want it. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألم نشرح الشريفة. ألم نشرح لك صدرك ووضعنا عنك وزرك الذي أنقض ظهرك ورفعنا لك ذكرك فإن مع العسر يسرا إن مع العسر يسرا فإذا فرغت فانصب وإلى ربك فارغب. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألم نشرح لك صدرك ووضعنا عنك وزرك الذي أنقض ظهرك ورفعنا لك ذكرك فإن مع العسر يسرا إن مع العسر يسرا فإذا فرغت فانصب وإلى ربك فارغب. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألم نشرح لك صدرك ووضعنا عنك وزرك الذي أنقض ظهرك ورفعنا لك ذكرك فإن مع العسر يسرا إن مع العسر يسرا فإذا فرغت فانصب وإلى ربك فارغب. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألم نشرح لك صدرك ووضعنا عنك وزرك الذي أنقض ظهرك ورفعنا لك ذكرك فإن مع العسر يسرا إن مع العسر يسرا فإذا فرغت فانصب وإلى ربك فارغب. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألم نشرح لك صدرك ووضعنا عنك وزرك الذي أنقض ظهرك ورفعنا لك ذكرك فإن مع العسر يسرا إن مع العسر يسرا فإذا فرغت فانصب إلى ربك فارغب بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألم نشرح لك صدرك ووضعنا وزرك الذي أنقض ظهرك ورفعنا لك ذكرك فإن مع العسر يسرا إن مع العسر يسرا فإذا فرغت فانصب إلى ربك فارغب بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألم نشرح لك صدرك ووضعنا وزرك الذي أنقض ظهرك ورفعنا لك ذكرك فإن مع العسر يسرا إن مع العسر يسرا فإذا فرغت فانصب إلى ربك فارغب. Ikhlas Shrifa. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Kul huwallahu ahad. Allahu samad. Lam yalid wa lam yulad. Wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Kul huwallahu ahad. Allahu samad. Lam yalid wa lam yulad. Wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. Al-Fatiha Sharifa. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim Maliki Yawmiddin Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in Ihdinas siratal mustaqim Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghairil maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin Amin. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim Maliki Yawmiddin إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. We recite some more salawat to ask for blessings upon the Prophet Muhammad Salam and his family. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Ali Muhammadin wa sallim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Ali Muhammadin wa sallim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Ali Muhammadin wa sallim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Ali Muhammadin wa sallim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Ali Muhammadin wa sallim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Ali Muhammadin wa sallim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Ali Muhammadin wa sallim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Ali Muhammadin wa sallim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Ali Muhammadin wa sallim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Ali Muhammadin wa sallim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Ali Muhammadin wa sallim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Ali Muhammadin wa sallim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Ali Muhammadin wa sallim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Ali Muhammadin wa sallim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Ali Muhammadin wa sallim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Ali Muhammadin wa sallim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Ali Muhammadin wa sallim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Ali Muhammadin wa sallim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Ali Muhammadin wa sallim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Ali Muhammadin wa sallim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Ali Muhammadin wa sallim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Ali Muhammadin wa sallim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Ali Muhammadin wa sallim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Ali Muhammadin wa sallim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Ali Muhammadin wa sallim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Ali Muhammadin wa sallim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Ali Muhammadin wa sallim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Ali Muhammadin wa sallim. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ربي قد أتيتني من الملك ولمتني من تولي الحديث فطير السماوات والأرض أنت وليه في الدنيا والآخرة توفاني مسلما وذكني بالصالحين أمان بالله صدق الله العظيم سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. إلا الشرف نبي صلى الله عليه وسلم وآله وأصحابه الكرام وإلى الله أنبياء والمرسلين وقدماء الشرعين وإلا إمات أبوا وإلا مشايخنا في تلك نقشبندية آلية خاصة إلى آله وجعان الفاتحة. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. فنمانه لا إله إلا الله. There is no God except the God. La ilaha illallah, 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 Muhammadur Rasulullah, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. حسبنا ونعم الوكيل ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم إلا الصراط في نبي وآله وصحبه الكرام وإلا وفي صحيح صلاتنا وصدقيون الفاتحة بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. Dhikr Jalala, just the remembrance of God and reciting Allah in Arabic. Which just means the God in Arabic. God has many names, but they all point to the same God. Allah, 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 Allah. حسبنا ذا قولي واكي وربول والله قوة إلا بالله إلا العلي العظيم. Now, in a lot of Sufi meditations, Allah is often combined with who. Allah, who. Who meaning is, it's the presence. So we're going to recite who to focus on that presence of Allah, which is always with us and everywhere. Who, 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 who. حسبنا لا قوة ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. God is Haq, the ultimate truth. Haq, 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 Haq. حسبنا ذا ونعم الوكيل والله قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. God is High, the ever-living. High, 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 high. حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. Allahu Allah Hak, 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 Allahu Allah, 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 Allah ya Qayyum, 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 Allah ya Qayyum. Hasbunallahu wa ni'mal wakeel, wa la quwwata illa billahil aliyyil azim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We now call upon and recite some of the beautiful names of God in Arabic. Yahu, Yahu, Yadai. Yahu, Yahu, Yadai. Yahu, Yahu, Yadai. Allah, Yahu, Yadai. Yadaim, 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 Ya Allah. Yadaim, 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 Ya Allah. Ya Halim, Ya Halim, Ya Halim, Ya Allah. Ya Halim, Ya Halim, Ya Halim, Ya Allah. Ya Hafiz, Ya Hafiz, Ya Hafiz, Ya Allah. Ya Hafiz, Ya Hafiz, Ya Hafiz, Ya Allah. Ya Latif, Ya Latif, Ya Latif, Ya Allah. Ya Latif, Ya Latif, Ya Latif, Ya Allah. Ya Ghaffar, Ya Ghaffur, Ya Ghaffar, Ya Ghaffur, Ya Ghaffar, Ya Ghaffur, Ya Ghaffar, Ya Ghaffur, Ya Sata, Ya Fata, Ya Sata, Ya Fata, Ya Sata, Ya Fata, Ya Sata, Ya Fata. Ya Mujib, Ya Mujib, Ya Mujib, Ya Allah. Ya Mujib, Ya Mujib, Ya Mujib, Ya Allah. Ya Mughith, Ya Mughith, Ya Mughith, Ya Allah. Ya Mughith, Ya Mughith, Ya Mughith, Ya Allah. Ya Mu'in, Ya Mu'in, Ya Mu'in, Ya Allah. Ya Mu'in, Ya Mu'in, Ya Mu'in, Ya Allah. Ya Wadud, Ya Wadud, Ya Wadud, Ya Allah, Ya Wadud, Ya Wadud, Ya Wadud, Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim. Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, Ya Rahim, Ya Rahim, Ya Karim, Ya Rahim, Ya Karim, Ya Rahim, Ya Karim, Ya Rahim, Ya Karim, Ya Hanan, Ya Manan, Ya Hanan, Ya Manan, Ya Hanan, Ya Manan, Ya Hanan, Ya Manan, Ya Dayyan, Ya Subhan, Ya Dayyan, Ya Subhan, Ya Dayyan, Ya Subhan, Ya Dayyan, Ya Subhan, Ya Subhan, Ya Sultan, Ya Subhan, Ya Sultan, Ya Subhan, Ya Sultan, Ya Subhan, Ya Sultan, Ya Sultan, Ya Sultan, Ya Sultan, Ya Allah, Ya Sultan, Ya Sultan, Ya Sultan, Ya Allah, Ya Aman, Ya Aman, Ya Aman, Ya Allah, Ya Aman, Ya Aman, Ya Aman, Ya Allah, Ya Salam, Ya Salam, Ya Salam, Ya Allah. Ya Salam, Ya Salam, Ya Salam, Ya Allah, 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 Ya Allah. Ya Allah, Ya Allah, Ya Allah, Ya Allah, Ya Allah. Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakeel, wallahu la quwwata illa billahi al-aliyyil azim. I recite some more salawats before we read the du'as. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Ali Muhammadin wa sallim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Ali Muhammadin wa sallim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Ali Muhammadin wa sallim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Ali Muhammadin wa sallim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Ali Muhammadin wa sallim, Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Ali Muhammadin wa sallim, Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Ali Muhammadin wa sallim, Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Ali Muhammadin wa sallim, Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Ali Muhammadin wa sallim, Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Ali Muhammadin wa sallim, Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Ali Muhammadin wa sallim, Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Ali Muhammadin wa sallim, Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Ali Muhammadin wa sallim, Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Ali Muhammadin wa sallim, Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Ali Muhammadin wa sallim, Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Ali Muhammadin wa sallim, Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Ali Muhammadin wa sallim, Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin وعلى آل محمد وسلم على وسلم على محمد 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 وعلى آل محمد وسلم. صلي ربي وسلم على جميع الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى كل أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين. على أشرف من سيدنا محمد صلوات على أفضل من سيدنا محمد صلوات على أكمل من سيدنا محمد صلوات صلوات الله وبركاته وأنبيائه ورسوله وجميع كوكب الله محمد وعلى آل محمد وعليه وعليهم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته ولي الله تبارك وتعالى سلتنا شبه رسول الله أجمعين وأن يتبينا بهم بإحسان وأن يمتي مجتدين يوم الدين وأن يولي متقين وأن يولي الصالحين وأما الشاكين بتلك نقشبنديات ياليا كالسراوتنا وهم الزاكية ولولا درة مباركة ولولا الله علينا من بركاتهم وقيوداتهم دائما والحمد لله رب العالمين. الفاتحة. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. العالمين الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. آمين. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. اللهم يا الله يا الله shower your blessings upon the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his noble family, his noble ancestors and his noble descendants, and upon all the previous prophets and their noble families and their noble descendants. And Ya Allah, bless especially the Ahlul Bayt, and bless the Sahaba Ikram, the Khilafa al-Rashidin, the ulama and the awliya, and especially my sheikhs, Sufi Abdullah and Mulana Sheikh Nazim. Ya Allah, raise their stations in your divine presence and bless their souls for all in eternity. O Allah, shower your blessings on Sheikh Sharif Hidayatullah, upon all of the Wali Songo, upon Sheikh Yusuf, Gusto, Sheikh Adag Badruddin, and my beloved father. Ya Allah, raise their stations in your divine presence and bless their souls for all eternity. O Allah, shower your blessings upon my mom and upon all our mothers and fathers, upon all our brothers and sisters, upon all our uncles and aunties, and nieces and nephews, and especially upon our wives, husbands, children. Ya Allah, bless our families. Ya Allah, bless our families. Ya Allah, bless our families and grant our families to be under your divine protection. Grant us forgiveness for our many sins, and grant us inspirations and in our hearts to lead us on the right path, and the steadfastness to be able to follow that path, wherever it may lead. Ya Allah, bless all of our friends, especially those friends who've been with us through thick and thin. And bless everyone who is connected to us. And Ya Allah, bless everyone who is connected to me, whether through the Naqshbandi tariqat or through the Association of British Muslims, the University of Birmingham Chaplaincy, Nahdlatul Ulama, all the various different networks I am part of. Ya Allah, make this a means of connection between them and my sheikhs, through my sheikhs and their sheikhs, through the Prophet Muhammad, through you to your divine presence. Make this a channel through which blessings and support and guidance may flow. Ya Allah, bless all of them and bless all of their families, and bless everyone in our human family, and bless all sentient life throughout the cosmos, and bless all of the communities of life with which we share this earth, and bless the earth itself, and bless all of the cosmos. Ya Allah, forgive us for being destructive ones, forgive us for being ignorant ones that make a mess of things and create problems on this earth, and inspire us all to be among those who generate peace and understanding, love and compassion between all human beings, so that we may build a culture upon this planet where we see each other as human beings, as brothers and sisters in the same human family. Ya Allah, inspire us, support us, grant us the steadfastness to be able to do this as a human family. Ya Allah, bless everyone and forgive us all of our many mistakes. Have mercy upon us. Hasbunallahu wa ni'mal wakeel wa la quwwata illa billahi al-azim. Sali Rabbi wa salim ala jami'i anbiya'i wa mursalin wa likulli ajma'in walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Al-Fatiha. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina as-siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alayhim ghayril maghdubi 'alayhim waladdallin. Amin. إلى حضرات النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم وإلى أنبياء وإلى أولياء كستان الروح سبحان الله. إلى بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إلى حضرات النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم وإلى أواهي سائر الأنبياء والمرسلين وكل ما يشرعي وإلى أواهي مشايخنا في تلك النقشبندية آلية كستاني روحي وأمتايك وغوثي كليك شعباردي نقشبند ومن الويسي وبكاري وإلى مولانا الشيخ عبد الله فايز الداغستاني وإلى زد بيا وإلى صوفي عبد الله وإلى مولانا الشيخ نازم وإلى الشيخ أدانك بدر الدين وإلى غوستو وإلى الشيخ هشام كباري وإلا الشيخ بادشاه وإلا الشيخ حبيب الله وإلا الشيخ داود رسول وإلا الشيخ محمد الديو وإلا الشيخ نور كباري وإلا سائر سنتين وصديقيون. الفاتحة. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. If you find these videos or live broadcasts useful, please don't forget to subscribe to my channels so that you can be kept up to date with the latest videos. Don't forget about my Friday reflections on the Fridays as well on the same channels. So from time to time I post other videos and posts as well. Everyone in the UK, I wish you a very good evening. To everyone around the world, Assalamu alaikum, and may Allah bless you. Have a good day, have a good morning, have a good evening. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh.